Why e-commerce is an excellent niche for copywriters, and how to earn clients. Hey guys, I'm Sarah Turner. I'm a freelance medical copywriter, and today I want to talk to you about why e-commerce is an excellent niche for copywriters and how to earn e-commerce clients. So for some people, picking a niche is a no-brainer, right? They have a passion or background knowledge, and so when it comes time to pick a niche, they know exactly what they're going for. But for other people, it can be a real hurdle to getting their copywriting business off the ground. And while I think a lot of times, sometimes people get hung up on picking a niche because we love to procrastinate when something is new and scary, there are some people who just, one, don't really feel a strong desire towards a particular niche, or they have so many interests they don't know where to begin. So that's why I want to tell you about a niche that is perfect for just about everyone. But what that means is by the end of this video, there's no more excuses. You can't tell me you don't know what niche to pick. And I am all about that tough love, so let's get going. This is the perfect solution for all you reluctant nichers out there, e-commerce. Before we dig in, I want to quickly remind you why it's important to pick a niche. Not picking a niche is one of the biggest mistakes newbie copywriters make. This is because they think if they pick a niche, they're going to miss out on opportunities. They think going broad is better because you're talking to everyone. But the fact of the matter is, if you don't have a niche, you're not talking to everyone, you're talking to no one. Much like your copy itself, you wouldn't ever write copy without knowing your audience. That is a big copy no-no. Without a niche, your business generally lacks focus and authority. It is the same reason you wouldn't go to a neurosurgeon if you had a rash on your bum. Gross, I know. I like to remind writers that it's picking your niche that makes it profitable more so than the niche itself. I also have a YouTube video on exactly this called Why There's No Such Thing as a Profitable Niche. It looks like this. Feel free to check it out. So let's get back to this amazing niche that's going to make it impossible for you to say you don't know what to pick. E-commerce. What is e-commerce? E-commerce is basically an umbrella term for online stores. Any business that is selling a product online could be considered e-commerce. Shopify is the biggest online store platform in e-commerce. It's like a host for online stores. Think of WordPress, but for selling things. According to Shopify, e-commerce is often used to refer to the sale of physical products online, but it can also describe any commercial transaction that is facilitated through the internet. So while we use the term e-commerce to refer to online stores selling you things, it's technically any transaction through the internet. A bit more from Shopify. The history of e-commerce began with the first online sale ever in August 11th, 1994, where a man sold a CD by Sting to his friend through a website called NetMarket, an American retail platform. Since then, e-commerce has evolved to make products easier to discover and purchase through online retailers and marketplaces like Amazon. The bottom line is this: e-commerce is ultra accessible today. Now pay close attention to this next part. Independent freelancers, small businesses, and large corporations have all benefited from e-commerce, which enables them to sell their goods and services at a scale that was not possible with traditional offline retail. This is huge. One of the reasons e-commerce is such a profitable niche is because it's now an accessible business opportunity for so many. You don't need the capital that was required of brick and mortar locations. Basically, anyone with an internet connection can technically have an online store. Obviously, that's an oversimplification, but you get the idea. Because of this, global retail e-commerce sales are projected to reach $27 trillion by 2020. That is a massive market in need of copywriters. In fact, there are over 500,000 on Shopify alone. Here's another impressive stat. As of July 2018, there were over 600,000 merchants on Shopify. Translation for us copywriters, that is over 600,000 potential clients for you to go after. And that's just on Shopify. There's also Magento and BigCommerce. Those are Shopify's biggest competitors. Because of all of this, e-commerce is a great niche for you if you want to be sure you're choosing a niche that's profitable, you aren't sure what niche you want, you love products and brands, you just want to pick a niche and move on with your life. So why e-commerce? Well, you know they're selling stuff, This means they need copywriters. They understand the value of copywriters, which is great because not all people do. There are infinite sub-niches. Because e-commerce essentially includes everything that's sold online, there are infinite numbers of niches under the niche e-commerce. Think about all the things you get Facebook ads and Instagram ads for. Personal development journals, mini refrigerators to keep your skincare products cold, weighted blankets for anxiety, coloring books for adults, you name it. You could definitely niche down and get more specific within e-commerce, which is definitely recommended. Your sub-niche could be a subject or a sub-focus, and it could also be a type of copy. E-commerce is fast growing. Because building an online store is accessible to just about anyone with an internet connection, e-commerce is exploding. This means you'd be choosing a niche that's only going to continue to grow in demand. And finally, you can pick products you believe in. A big reason I love copywriting is because I believe you can use it to create a career that is in alignment with your values. You can still be an e-commerce copywriter and achieve this. Just go after products you believe in. Now that you've decided to become an e-commerce copywriter, remember when you're building your website to do SEO research. I went ahead and compiled a few ideas for you. A few SEO keywords to keep in mind when you're building your website: e-commerce copywriter, e-commerce copywriting, Shopify copywriter, Amazon copywriter, Amazon product writer, product copywriter, product description copywriter. Could I say copywriter one more time? All right. Also, be sure to highlight the types of copy e-commerce shop owners would want to see in your portfolio. So what types of copy do e-commerce shop owners need? Website copy, product descriptions, blogs, and emails, landing pages, and ad copy. So now let's talk about going after e-commerce clients. If you're already familiar with my style, you know that I recommend cold emails because you get to choose who you work with. You can find details about cold emailing in part 3 of my 4-part series called How to Become a Freelance Copywriter. You can find e-commerce stores by searching Amazon for products and then looking at the actual store that's selling the product. You'll see it usually next to the picture of whatever the product is. It'll say who the store owner is, and so you can go find their website that way. Another option would be to click on Facebook and Instagram ads that you get for products. And when you do that, Instagram and Facebook are going to start showing you more of the same. Hey, it's that one time that those ads aren't annoying. And then you can also research brands you already know and love. See if you can figure out what their competitors are. You could also look up e-commerce events, see who's speaking at them and what stores the people who are speaking at them represent. This is one of those exercises where one door will lead to another and another and another. So let yourself go down that rabbit hole a little bit. And when you're making a list of potential e-commerce businesses to cold email, the biggest question you're going to be asking yourself is, what can I do or how can I tell if an online store is doing well? Obviously, you want to work with an online store that can afford your copywriting services. So to do that, I recommend putting their website URL into similarweb.com. Similarweb.com gauges traffic to a website threshold where if the website doesn't get enough traffic, SimilarWeb can't register the data. If you put an online store into SimilarWeb and find it's not busy enough to produce a report, it's a good idea to go ahead and skip that store for now. This is not a hard and fast rule. This is just my recommendation. And there is a limit on how many times you can use SimilarWeb for free. Another strategy for finding ideal e-commerce clients is to join related Facebook groups. Join e-commerce Facebook groups such as Shopify Entrepreneurs, Shopify Newbies, E-commerce Elites Mastermind. When you join these Facebook groups, you can start to see some of the pain points of e-commerce shop owners. This helps you anticipate their needs and really get to know your audience better. Make sure you incorporate what you learn to spruce up the copy on your own website so you can reach them better and serve them better. Another great strategy is to establish yourself as an authority in these Facebook groups. Be extremely helpful. Respond to appropriate questions within the group. It's better to bring overall value and not overtly sell your services here. Pretty quickly, you can build a reputation by doing this. It's a good technique for earning clients. Obviously, copywriting opportunities will come up, but just stay classy, offer value first, and this strategy can take you far. E-commerce is a great niche because there's a ton of variety, it's vast, and shop owners are looking for copywriters and they understand the value of copywriting. So if you've been struggling with a niche, or if you've been struggling to make your niche profitable, look at it through an e-commerce lens. Maybe you wanted to write about cooking or DIY, personal development, and you couldn't quite figure out how to make it work for you. See if you can find shop owners in alignment with the things you want to write about, because I'm sure they're out there. And new shops are coming online every day. I hope that helps. Thank you so much for sticking around. And remember, always reach out. There's answers out there. Answers to your problems. So never give up. Somebody has always gone through the struggle you've gone through before you, and you will find the solutions. And never give up on building your copywriting dreams, because you are probably much closer than you think. Go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more things about copywriting. Thanks, guys.